And welcome back to the channel. On this video I want to talk about that right there, stop signs. Alright, so let's hop on and I'll talk about and tell you why I want to talk about stop signs. But first I want to introduce the bike I'm going to be riding on this video. It's the original Lyric Graffiti, as you see it right there. And if you're curious about the bike, it's a 2500 watt motor that peaks at 4700 watts. It's 52 volts. It does not have a full suspension. It only has a front. And it's a really nice bike though. So let's talk about stop signs. So in Oregon, I believe it was in 2020, they implemented the, let's get by this first, lots of cars. They implemented the yield, the stop sign as yield for bicycles, which includes electric bikes. And when we get down here, just a minute, I'm going to read off to you the other states that also have the yield as stop laws, because there's more than just Oregon. So let me get down here to this street here and I will give you the list, because I don't remember them all offhand without looking on my phone. So let me pull over and we'll delve a little further into this. Okay, so let me hop off here for a second. I know we've got some folks that are for this and some that are against. The two biggest things that I come up with, people asking me or telling me, are the speeds of the bikes. That's always a big issue, and also stop signs. So here's what it says here. Several states have adopted laws allowing cyclists, including those on e-bikes, to treat stop signs as yield signs and red lights as stop signs under certain conditions, sometimes referred to as the Idaho stop or safety stop. These states include Idaho, Delaware, Arkansas, Oregon, Washington, Utah, North Dakota, Oklahoma, and Minnesota. These laws generally allow cyclists to proceed through a stop sign without coming to a complete stop if it's safe to do so and there's no conflicting traffic. Now, I for one stop completely at all stop signs, but I just wanted to point that out, that if you do see someone in those states that do not come to a complete stop on their bicycle, then that's okay. You know, you don't want to be going through at high speeds or anything though, because you wouldn't have enough reaction time to obviously stop and without getting hit by somebody. And don't assume, if it's a four-way stop, don't assume that the other person's going to stop. You're better to stop yourself to make sure. So if your state is one of the ones I just read off, do you like that law, and do you do that, just that? Do you do the Idaho stop yield? I'm now used to stopping completely at all stops, because I used to get a lot of people giving me the business on the YouTube channel here in the comments about not completely stopping. So I just started doing it out of habit, and now I do it every time. The only time I don't do it is when I'm with my friend Keith or someone riding and he's ahead of me and he's saying, okay, we're good, letting me know, because he's just going through ahead of me, that we're fine to go. So sometimes I'll slow down almost to a stop, and sometimes I'll just stop anyway and look myself. But yeah, those are the states. And So if you are in any of those states and you see anyone going through a stop on a bicycle or an e-bike, which is considered a bicycle, then they're okay to do so. And don't get mad at me and give me the harsh comments, because I didn't make the laws. Someone else did. And like I say, even though my state is one of the ones that allows for the so-called Idaho stop, I still do this. Even though I absolutely know there's nobody coming. On a busier, if you're in an area where it's busier, then I think your best bet is to stop anyway. Or sometimes there can be blind spots where you can't see due to trees or what have you, fences that are in the way, or it could be another vehicle, a big truck or something, and you just can't see. Then you just can't take a chance going through. But the key to all of this is just let's be safe. You know, better to be safe than sorry, because you may not get another chance. Sorry may be your last time. And so you don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be risking your life or anything like that. And if you do have to stop, then so be it. You have to stop. I know some people say it's hard to get on and off their bike, but maybe you need to adjust the seat, or I know a lot of people want their seat really high, but that's one of the reasons why I like, even though for pedaling it is better to have your seat up nice and high so you get full extension on your legs, but when you come to a stop though, it's more difficult to get off and balance your bike than if your feet can go flat on the ground. So personally, for myself, I like to be able to have control when I come to a stop of the bike. Both feet down. At the very least, be able to put my toes down on both sides at the same time so I can have a balance for the bike. I mean, I've seen a lot of people have one foot down and lean to one side or the other. Yeah, you can do that, but I feel much safer and better having the both feet down. Like this bike doesn't have an overly high seat. It's only, I believe the seat height on this bike's 31 inches, and I'm a 5'9" guy, so you know what, it's perfect for me. And you can, on these bikes that you can't adjust the seat, you can always, depending on how long the seat is, you can just slide back further, right? Oh look, another stop sign, and lots of cars. We're going straight. And I'm using the Regen Braking as I always do on this bike. And if you're not sure how the Regen Braking is set up on this bike, look, we have on the right side we have a thumb throttle right here, and on this side we have another throttle, but that's the brake. That's the Regen Braking right there. So you'll see me as I am now using this side for throttle. Now watch. See that? I'm using this side now for the braking. Not even touching the brake levers at all. It's really nice to have the Regen Braking. It saves your brake pads, puts a little juice back in your battery, but I'm not so worried about that. I just like using it. It's so easy to use, and also I'm used to it, and it does save your brake pads, so it's kind of a win-win really. Okay, I'm gonna up the speed a little bit here. Let's crank it up just a little bit. I've been riding kind of slow here. Got cars behind. I don't want to hold anybody up. This bike is really smooth. It's not very heavy. The bike weighs about 80 pounds. That's with 2 batteries on it. So it's not that heavy. Actually, it might even weigh a little shade less than 80, but around there. High 70s or 80 pounds. The top speed you're going to get out of this bike right now is about 36 miles an hour. Not bad. This bike I've had a little over 2 years now. I got this bike, I know the date that it arrived and everything. It was February 6th, 2022. Of course, you can no longer get this particular model. If you go to Lyric's website, Lyric Cycles, which is in my description if you want to go check it out. If you don't know much about Lyric, go check them out. They have awesome bikes. And this bike was replaced by another bike that has a geared hub motor. Single battery is I believe they're running at $30.99. That's a 20 amp hour battery. These batteries on here, when I got them, I got the dual, I got the second battery. They're 17.5 amps, so 35 amp hour altogether. And now they're 20. And if you get the second one's another 20, gives you 40 amp hours, so pretty nice. And $30.99 is for the single battery, and I think it's $400 more, $34.99 for the dual battery. I think the $400 extra is worth it, honestly, to get the double range. And if you are interested in a Lyric bike, I do have a link in the description for Lyric Cycles. And if you use the discount code Oregon eBiker Mark 2015, or I should say 2025, let's bump it up 10 years, you will get yourself an additional $200 off any one of their bikes. Pretty nice. I also have links in the description for other bikes for some discounts. If you're looking for a bike, check out some of the links there. You might save yourself a few bucks, which is always nice. Everyone's looking forward to saving any way you can. When I bought this bike, there was no discount. I paid the full $32.99 for this bike. I didn't have no code. But the new bike, I was going to say, the new model of this, which is now called the Lyric Graffiti, so I call this one the original. It looks just like it. It's the exact same frame and everything. Everything's pretty much the same. The only difference is, like I say, the batteries are a little bit larger, and they swapped out the gearless hub motor for a geared hub motor. And that motor's 1,000 watts. And I think it peaks at 1850, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. But Lyric definitely makes nice bikes, and this frame is really nice, so I know that much. And it's a nice, easy bike to navigate. An absolute joy to ride. It's always fun hopping on this one and taking it for a ride. I like to mix it up a little bit. Most of my riding I like to do is with the Graffiti X, Lyric Graffiti X, so I try to spread it around a little bit once in a while. Take out some of the other bikes. Also have a scooter, stand-up scooter. I have the new KQi3 Max, and that's pretty cool as well. All right, so getting back to the stop signs for a minute as we come to an end of this video. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you do. Do you stop? Do you stop regardless? Do you do the Idaho stop, which is like the yield and proceed if nobody's coming, even though your state may not have that law? Or are you in a state that does have that law, and which way do you go? I tend to stop anyway here, but let me know your thoughts on that. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit the notification bell. And if you want to comment on this video or any others that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. And once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.